3 ways to foster a future for liberty. A special thanks to Yal for supporting my work. Check out their Win at the Door program where you can get paid to do outreach at yaliberty.org/FA. And thanks to brainchildengineering.com where you can build and launch your invention. Number 3, take care of yourself first. Getting to a freer future requires a consistent application of libertarian principles as the cultural norm. Getting to that cultural norm starts with you. It's going to be difficult to be an effective communicator if you have not taken the time to work on yourself to understand how you think, how you present yourself, and how you could improve. If this seems too abstract at first, let's think of a realistic hypothetical. Who are you more likely to listen to? Someone who looks unkempt, smells bad, and calls you a brainwashed idiot if you don't agree with them right away? Or are you more likely to listen to someone who takes care of their appearance, is kind, listens to your concerns, and gives you a thoughtful response? Most people would readily agree that listening to someone who both looks good and is a kind communicator is more enjoyable than listening to someone who is disheveled and shaming. So if you want to be an effective communicator for liberty, you need to take care of your mental and physical health first and learn how to be an effective communicator. How you get there will depend on where you're at in your life and resources, but there are a few key tricks to help guide you. First, write down your goals with specific check-in dates. For example, if you know that you're not taking care of your mental health by not getting enough sleep, then put calendar reminders into your phone to get into bed earlier. Make these reminders recurring throughout the week to hold yourself accountable. Put in reminders for the weekend as well to check and make sure you followed through during the week and to set yourself up for success the following week. The same reminders could be made for a variety of other health improvements, whether it's replacing sweetened drinks with water or reminding yourself to take a mile walk or go on a run at least once or twice each week. Whatever it is you're looking to improve, just keep putting down reminders for yourself of what you wish to achieve both in digital and physical format so that you have ever-present signs to hold yourself accountable. In addition to making goals for your physical and mental health, you can also learn how to deal with past trauma and how that affects your communication. 2 books I highly recommend for this aspect of your self-knowledge journey are Healing the Child Within, Discovery and Recovery for Adult Children of Dysfunctional Families by Dr. Charles L. Whitfield, and Dr. Marshall B. Rosenberg's Nonviolent Communication, A Language of Life. Links to these books can be found in the video description. When you start feeling better about yourself and how you communicate, you're going to be a much more effective proponent when speaking to others about the principles of liberty. Number 2, support the next generation. It's not possible to have a sustainable future for liberty if the next generation is not being raised to appreciate property rights and individual freedom. To this end, it's important to both educate children on the principles of liberty and to keep the status indoctrination at bay. If you have kids, getting them out of compulsory schooling, public or private, is a critical step in this process. Unschooling, or allowing kids to learn with adults acting as facilitators instead of performance judges, is essential to helping kids become independent and responsible for their actions. You can read about unschooling and how to become an unschooling parent with Carrie McDonald's book, Unschooled, Raising Curious, Well-Educated Children Outside the Conventional Classroom. A link to that book is available in the video description. If you do not have kids of your own, that's okay. You have an opportunity to influence the next generation as well, whether it's through recommendations to family or friends with kids, or acting as an unschooling facilitator yourself at an unschooling center. You can even be an influence by gifting liberty-oriented children's books to family and friends, whether it's buying the Tuttle Twins series for a child's birthday or giving a voluntarious comic book to a teen cousin for Christmas. Anything you do to help foster these structural changes for young people will leave an impact beyond your own lifetime. Number 1, financially support critical activism. Something that many religious institutions do well is emphasize the need for tithing to help sustain the efforts of outreach. In the same way that Christians give up offerings or Muslims offer alms, it's critically important to support activism where you find the most value. And those opportunities are limitless. For example, if you like supporting academic research, the Mises Institute or the Foundation for Economic Education are great institutions where your money is supporting critical research in economics and educational outreach. If you are interested in supporting legal battles against the government, Firearms Policy Coalition, the Institute for Justice, and the Rutherford Institute are great examples of legal organizations combating government encroachment. If you want to support liberty-oriented news coverage, check out the Free Thought Project, Carrie Wedler, Liberty Doll, and News to Share. If you like the idea of trying to build experimental islands and free market economic zones, the Seasteading Institute and the Free State Project are wonderful organizations of people trying to build outside the state. And finally, if you like content that engages the culture, there are plenty of liberty-oriented artists promoting a principled message. You have singers like Eric July, Free Knots, and myself making music, Jack Lloyd and Julie Borowski making kids-oriented books, and comedians like Lou Perez and Dave Smith making hilarious bits. Whatever you do, just make sure to be regularly supporting someone who is doing good work for liberty, or, if so inclined, be a mover and shaker for liberty yourself by getting active and out there with your own creative contributions. If we take care of ourselves, take care of the next generation, and fund the change, a freer future will be here sooner than you may expect. Thank you for watching and supporting my work. And a special thank you to all of my producers: Agorist Nexus, BrainchildEngineering.com, IronAgeArchive.com, Crawford K. McDonald of DCM Real Estate, Zach Lukowski, Young Americans for Liberty, and Beto Destrafa. Help me produce more quality content and receive special perks for your monthly support by joining my Patreon, Subscribestar, or Float pages. Check out my latest events at FUEvents.com and grab some great merch at treesofliberty.org. See you soon!
Yes, freeze!